Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wealth Creation series, the place where we all learn and grow towards one goal, which is financial independence. So, I hope you like this episode, and if you do, please press the like and subscribe button. Okay, so today we are going to talk about things things to do when you actually get paid, when you get your paycheck, what things you should do and what things you should not do. Many of us get our paychecks like twice a month or like once a month, and as soon as it kind of hits our account, within the first week we see that the balance goes down and we are kind of again out of money and there's no money to spend, or we've already spent most of it by the first 2 weeks or the first 1 week of the month. The problem is that I feel that it is our education system which has not taught us anything about personal finance. When we get our first check, like everybody, we kind of get excited. We want to buy new things. We want to buy that new gaming console which has just come out, or the new cell phone, or the new TV which we've been saving for. We just want to go out and buy new things and enjoy our life. We think that we are still young and we have a long time to start saving, start thinking about a future, or keeping money aside. Well, think about this. Warren Buffett, who bought his first shares when he was 11 years old, says that he started buying the stock market and investing in it too late. So think about it from this perspective. I too started my journey into the stock market way late, and I hope that people listening to this and your friends and family don't do the same mistake. And that is why I really advise you to share this video with as many friends and family as possible, so that even they can take their step towards the financial independence. And as you know, time is your friend, and so the longer you have, the better your chances of making it to your financial independence journey. So with that being said, let's dive into today's episode. So things not to do when you get paid. Number one is instant gratification. So when you get a check, you want to go out and buy that new latest mobile phone which you have seen. You want to buy a new flat screen TV with the 4K or the 8K technology and as huge as your room. Or you want to buy a new car which you've seen and which your friends have, and you also want to have it because you just want to look cool. But guess what? What comes with your new car for free? And guess what comes with your new cell phone, or for that matter any electronic item? It's depreciation. Just think about it. As soon as you buy that new car and the tire rolls off the dealership, 30% of the car value goes down the drain. It's like throwing away. So for example, if you buy a car which is like 30,000, the minute you roll off that tire from the dealership, 3,000 is gone in depreciation. Your new cell phone which you just bought, it's going to depreciate, and you're probably not going to get half the value of what you have in the next 6 months. Or be it your TV. So you need to think about these purchases, especially something which you kind of want just because you want it and you don't need it. The other examples for this could be in something small things, like you want to buy small items, but remember, small items which you probably don't need might end up adding up a lot over a long period of time. For example, if you want to have coffee every day, sure, you can probably have a coffee machine at home and make it's a lot cheaper than going out to Starbucks and having a $3 or a $5 coffee every day. Just think about it. That kind of adds up. Even if you have one coffee a day and if you spend $5 on it, $150 in a month is just gone off. So small things add up, might not look significant when you see it at first, but they do quite add up. So kind of stay away from this instant gratification and instantaneously buying things just to make yourself feel happy. Number 2 on our list is to have unnecessary subscription and monthly payments. You don't want to just throw away your money for different subscriptions. I know you're going to say, no, not my Netflix, not my Hulu. And it's fine to have sometimes subscription to 1 or 2 different places of entertainment or other things you want to have for your leisure. But you don't necessarily need a Netflix as well as a Hulu, a Disney Plus, Apple Plus, all the subscriptions in the world. You don't need to have them all at the one time. Not just that, you might be subscribing to different newsletters or some other kind of access to new gaming service. So try to cut down on those, because those kind of contribute to fixed monthly expenses, which is something you want to have the least of. The next on the list is eating out. I'm not saying you should not eat out with your friends. Yes, you need to go out, socialize, have fun with your friends, eat out to nice places, but you shouldn't eat out every day. The amount you spend on eating out every day is just ridiculous. Just go on Google and type it in, and you'll be able to see an average American spends $3,000 a year just on food and eating outside. The amount which you can save by eating at home and cooking yourself is just crazy versus when you go and eat out. Not only that, you are assured you get good food and you are cooking as per your taste, and it's healthier too. What I try to do is to maximize time. I cook on weekends, and I just cook for a few hours in large quantities so I can use that food throughout the week. Now on to the things that you should actually do when you get paid. And the first one on that list is contribute to your retirement fund. It is extremely important to contribute to your retirement funds like your Roth IRA or your traditional IRA. Not only that, even if your employer has a contribution for 401k, you should do that, because it helps you in the long run, and especially it is like tax deductible, so you're not taxed on the gains which you'll be taking out later. So it's advisable to contribute towards your fund first, and if possible do a kind of an auto deduct so you don't even see that money coming into your account, because usually it's hard to invest once you have that money in your hand. You might think about spending it somewhere else, but if you do actually already have it, already has been deducted from your account, then you don't need to worry about investing, and then you can focus on other goals. Number 2 is contributing to an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a fund which is illiquid, where you can get the money out easily, and it accounts for around 6 months of your living expenses. So for example, if the economy goes down, you lose your job, or something happens where there's a medical emergency where you need money immediately, emergency fund is what you tap into. It gives you a peace of mind when you have an emergency fund, that you don't have to worry about what's going to happen to you tomorrow, or how you're going to pay the bills or manage your finances the very next day you lose your job. So it's extremely important to have it. A survey which was done by a Reserve Bank said that 40% of the Americans don't even have $400 in their bank for emergency expenses, and that's really bad. Now number 3 is pay off your debts. Now the thing is that there are 2 ways to do this, and So they are the snowball method and the avalanche method. I heard these methods on the Dave Ramsey show. He's the one who popularized it, and I think it's very effective. So the snowball method says that you should first attack you have different debts. That could be like your car debt, credit card debt, student loan debt. So you attack the one which has the lowest dollar value. This kind of helps you kind of get rid of the small amounts which are left. Say for example, you have $500 left on your car payment loan. So you want to attack that first. And so once you do that debt is cleared, and it kind of gives you a feeling, it kind of gives you a happiness feeling that you are out of that one debt, and then you attack the next one. While on the other side, the debt avalanche method is where you go and attack the one which has the highest interest rate. So for example, your credit card debt might have about 20% interest versus your student education loan. So you want to get rid of your credit card debt first, so that the big amount where the big percentage of interest is going out, that is where you need to attack first. So these are the two methods of paying off debt, and I'd probably make another video going more in depth about how to use these methods, but this will give you a general overall idea about it. After reducing our debt, we talk about investments, which is the next thing you should do with your paycheck. You could over here invest with stocks, bonds, save some money to have another mortgage for another rental property, or you could invest a little bit in crypto. I would recommend more stable investments, but if you're not sure about where to invest, you could also invest in ETFs and mutual funds if you're not sure about picking individual stocks. Remember, this is going to be a nest egg which is going to grow over a period of time. You've got to contribute to it little by little every month, so that when you actually look at it for a few years down the line, you'll see the compounding effect it has on your money with the growth, with the dividends, and you'll see that it's really worthwhile to do your investments, and it also gives you a security for your future. Next, we have the basic necessities, which are food, shelter, and water. You got to pay your utility bills, you need to pay your rent, and you need to pay your insurance, which I highly recommend. These are the things which are like unavoidable. You need to create provisions for them. However, there are ways in which you can save money with these as well. Like I said earlier in the video, for food, you don't need to go out and eat every day. You could cook a wholesome meal at home and save a lot of money. For shelter, for paying your monthly rent or mortgage, you could downsize it to a smaller house, so that you might not have a lot of space, but at the same time, you might own the place and earlier, because now you're paying a much smaller mortgage, or at the same time you could save a lot more because you are paying for a smaller rental place. Same goes with other utilities. You might not want to use your AC all the time. There are ways you can save your little bit here and there, which will help you eventually. Number 6 is invest. Invest in yourself. Most people are just 1 or 2 skills away from the next level of promotion. So you should first always take out some money and invest in yourself. Learn a new trade, or learn just one more skill which will help you get up that corporate ladder and which will make you get that promotion. It doesn't have to be a full-fledged course where you could have to spend thousands of dollars for it. But information is so much free and so much available right now that you could just take a small course on Udemy or just search on Google, and that will help you out to gain knowledge for any kind of skill which you need and take you to that next level. Alright, so this is it for this week. I hope you liked this episode of the Wealth Creation series. I will bring in more ideas for financial success next week. If you did like the video, learned something new, or just enjoyed listening, please give me a thumbs up by pressing the like and subscribe button. I make these videos for entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed advisor. Please do your own research before investing.